Good day and welcome to Shapes and Sizes. This is a complete beginner's tutorial on how to create what we're doing today is a rocket ship. So if you haven't already, all you need to do is go to blender.org and you just scroll down a little bit till you hit the download button. After you hit the download, it'll bring you over to this site here. Just hit download Blender and it'll start downloading. Alright, so when you have that, you would go to a file, you would hit new file, general, don't save, and it'll bring you to a whole new scene here. Okay, so shall we begin? So what you see here, this is your natural default scene. Right, you have a cube, you have a camera, and you have a light. And everything you see in your scene collection here is all right here underneath collection. So you have your camera, your cube, and your light. So we're just going to go ahead and delete the cube. So here I've taken this image off of Google and I just placed it right here. And with it's named empty, I'm just going to double click it. And we're just going to name this picture, because that's what it is. It's the picture of the rocket ship. And with that selected, we're going to hit G for grab. We're going to hit the Z to move it along the Z axis. And we're just going to put it right about there. You know what? We're going to rotate this too. So we're going to do rotate. Okay. We're going to do minus 45. And that's going to put it straight up. So if you're rotating, this is a minus. This way is a plus. Clockwise, right? So minus, plus, clockwise. Okay, so anyways, to continue on, we're going to do something very fun here. So with nothing selected, right, you don't want anything selected in your scene collection. So with nothing selected, we're going to do Shift and A. This command, Shift A, is going to be your best friend. It'll help you with anything you want super fast. So all we're going to do is go to Mesh and Circle. So what this does is it drops a circle right in the center. And this little green dot here, that is your center of origin. So now we have our circle. And it's just a plain circle. There's nothing special to it yet, right? So all we're going to do is we're going to hit G, Z, and move it up right to where that black line is, right there. Okay, now, as you can see, sometimes when I move around, it's not always, let's just say if I'm over here and I'm trying to like focus, oh no, where is it? Why can't I focus on it? If you go to your numpad and hit the period, it'll autofocus on the object that you have selected, on where the point of origin is, which is that little orange dot. Okay, so just so you know. Okay, so now as you can see, this is a little bit too large. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit S for scaling, and we're just going to pull it in. I know right now it's a little bit more white on white. It's a little harder to see, but that's okay. So we're going to pull it in. And then this picture is not quite perfect, so I'm going to move it along the x-axis just a smidgen, just so that my circle is a little bit more lined up. Well, let's just move the circle. Oh geez, kind of hard to see there. Okay, right about there. Now that we started with our circle, this is going to be our body. So we're going to double click on the circle, and we're going to type in body. Alright, so this will be the body of our ship. If you know how to pan around just like this, I think I should have mentioned that earlier. You do shift and middle mouse wheel, and that will be able to move you all around the place. Okay, so moving on, what we are going to do here is we're going to extrude this into sections just to kind of get like that basic shape of the actual ship, right? And get it to its point on the top. So this is just a reference image, right? So, okay, so we're going to extrude. Oh, wait. You have to make sure that you are in edit mode to do this. So to get into edit mode, we are going to hit the tab button. And you see on the side here, all these panels come out, right? So perspective, user perspective, edit mode, object mode, edit mode, object mode, edit mode. And you can tell when the vertices, those little dots all along the line there, those are called vertices. So those will appear. Not there, there. Okay, moving on. So with it in edit mode, you're going to extrude with E. So you're going to hit E and Z. You're going to bring this up right about to about there. S for scale. Then you're going to left click to let it go. You're going to go up along the Z axis or Z axis, whatever you prefer. I'm Canadian, so I prefer Z. And you scale it out again. So keep doing that. Do E, Z, up, come up to every piece that you can find, basically. That'll make it look pretty. And then you do S, scale out. And from here, you just continue doing what you were doing. S, scale in a little bit. E, Z, click. S, scale in. And then the final one, we do E, Z, up. And then we do, what I like to do is I bring it in as small as you can. And then when you look at it, it's still open, right? Even though it's really, really small. I mean, you can get it smaller if you really wanted to, right? But what I like to do is I hit F, and that creates a face. Okay? So F creates a face. And the reason why I do that is for when we go over, we're going to actually hit Tab to go into object mode. We're going to come over here to the little wrench, the modifiers. We're going to add a modifier. We're going to hit search. And the modifier we are going to use is called a subdivision surface modifier. I like to set it to 2 viewpoints. And then as you can see here, it's almost the proper shape. If I would have, I noticed earlier when I was doing this and on the top here, what would happen is a bunch of streaks would come out and it wouldn't fully close. So that's why I do a face on the top, and hopefully that works out well. So anyways, I'm going to right click this while I'm still in object mode, and we're going to do shade smooth. And now that smooths it. Kind of looks like a bullet, eh? Hit tab to go into object mode. Alright, edit mode, sorry. And now you can see here that it's a little bit not fully shaped out, right? So you could do this one of 2 ways. Is you go down to this vertex, if you hit Alt and click, it'll click on the vertex that it's going. So this one is going around. If you would click on the bottom one, it'd be on that line downwards. I don't want that though. I want this line that's going around. So now I'd just scale it out. There you go. Okay, looking good. Now we come down to the next one. And we hit S and scale it out. Right about to there. And then we just kind of go down, see how it's all looking, right? It's not looking too bad. Perfect. So now we're going to grab the bottom one, and we're going to hit Z, or sorry, extrude, E, along the Z axis. We're going to bring it down to right about there. We're not going to scale in, we're not going to scale out. We're just going to leave it like so. And then on the bottom, if you wanted to add a face, you can. It's not really needed, but you can. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to make it look a little bit finer. So if you want to look in a different frame mode, you hit Z, or you hold Z or Z, go to wireframe. So we're just going to go ahead and save this. We're going to hit Control S, and we're going to go down to the untitled, and we are going to call it Rocket Ship, and hit save. Save it wherever you want. Okay. Now with the object selected, what we're going to do here is we're going to hit Control R, and you want it to be going horizontal, not vertical. Okay? And we want it on the very bottom here. So we're going to let it in there. Whoops. And before you click it off, we are going to move it all the way up to the top, and that will tighten that area to make it look prettier. Alright, so let's say if you accidentally do hit Control R and you put this and you're like, oh no, it's too close or too far, right? You can double tap G, and that will allow you to move this wherever you wish. But I don't need that right now. Oops. This one I do. So bring that all the way up. And yes, and just leave that as so. So back to number 1. So now here we have the basic model of our ship. I think it looks pretty great. And now we will start creating the fins on the sides. So to do that is very easy. Just going to take your body, right? And you're just going to come up here and hit the little eyeball. Another way to do that is when you're on here, you can hit H, and that'll hide it. Whatever you were clicked on, if you hit H, right, then your little eyeball shows. If you want to undo all of them, Alt H. So let's say you have them all hidden, just do Alt H, and it'll unhide all of them. Good. So anyways, just the body. We're going to hide the body. And we're going to go Shift A, Mesh, and we're going to do a cube. Well, you know what? Let's do a plane. So now our plane is lying down, right? So back when we hit 1, you can do rotate X 90. And now that'll bring your plane to the front, to the top. So now we're going to hit G for grab, Z because we want to move it up, our basic shape here, the basic width, and all we want to do is get this more so to a point. So I do S0, enter. And now what that does is it gets that part to a basic point, which looks good. Looking good, right? Again, if you want, you can SX and just kind of like tighten them in a little bit more. It's all really up to what you want, but anyways. So now we have our basic object here. Let's see how it looks as a solid. You know, very blocky. So we're going to add the modifier. What was the modifier again? Subdivision surface. You got it. That's right. So hit it to 2, and then right click, shade smooth. And now, looks like a fang. I like it. Okay, good. So now when we go back to 1, we can go back into edit mode and just kind of play around with these a little bit. Scale on the X out, right? You don't want to scale it inwards or any other way. You just want to make sure that you are on the X. And we can do something right around there. X. Oops, I don't want that one. X, and just kind of take that basic shape. Okay, there you go. So now that we have this, we are going to bring our body back in. And now we're going to just kind of align it. So this is front view. If you hit 3 on your numpad, that'll bring you to side view, and then Z will bring you to top view. So from this, I want to go G and Y, move it along the Y, and I want it about yay far in. Okay, I'm going to need a little closer than that, obviously. So G, Y, and bring it in to about there. Okay. Let's tighten up this bottom part here, right? If you see, it's not very like pointy, so we're just going to hit Control R, and we're going to add that in and just kind of bring it down to have it more of a pointier, sharp edge, so like what it shows more so in the photo. And now we are going to, so now what we're going to do is we're going to create the color of the fin. So when you have your plane selected, which we're actually going to double click it and name this fin, because that's what it is, it's the fin to it. We're just going to come down over here to material, sorry, and we are going to create a new material. We are going to double click this, and we're going to call it blue, because that's what it's going to be. So I'm just going to name it blue. We're going to go to the base color, and then this wheel will pop up, and just go blue. Right. You know, something very close to what the color is, something a little darker, you know, around there. Okay. And now when blue is there, we have our object selected, and it should be automatically applied. Material preview, it's just like the basic colors that are on it right now. I don't mind working like this. I actually prefer it sometimes. Nice and bright, you can see everything. So we're going to continue it this way. So now we have one of these, and in your picture, you had 3. So let's add the other 2. So now we are going to take this, and we are going to duplicate it. So we're going to hit Shift D, and there it is. Now you have it. Sweet. So we can grab it. You don't want it to be going up or down, so I hit Shift Z, and that keeps it along the X and Y. And we're going to probably put it somewhere around there, and we're going to rotate it 90 degrees, like so. You know what? We're going to actually, I'm going to hit Shift Z again, and I want it to be more so triangular. So we're going to rotate it another 45 degrees. like so, and we're just going to see if it's in the proper place. And you know what? That looks like it's in a good spot. You could move it a little bit more forward, which I think I might. So if I go, what would bring me the best way in? Top view. And just a smidgen in. Okay, we're going to duplicate this one. Same thing. Shift D. And we're going to hit Shift Z. So then that moves it over to our proper location. And we just drop it in. And we're going to have to rotate this 105 degrees. And let's see how it's placed. So we could probably move in a little bit more. So we're just going to grab Shift Z. And we're just going to bring it in a smidgen. There you go. And there we have a basic rocket ship. So now what we're going to do is we are going to join these three so that they don't move out of place. So in order to do that, we're going to select fin number 1. You're going to hit or hold Control, Shift number 2, and fin number 3. And we're going to have them all selected. And we're going to now join them. So to do that, you do Control J. Okay, so now we have all the fins joined together. So now, if you click off, right, and then if you click on it, the fin, along with the other three, are now joined. Now you can hit grab, and if it moves one, it moves them all, right? If you're on like top view, and if you hit rotate, and oh, let's fix that. So I'm just going to right click, set origin to center of mass of the surface. You're going to put it right in the center of them. So now when you are in top view, you're going to hit R and it'll rotate like a propeller. Okay, awesome. Okay, so now we're going to bring our body back in and now we're going to hide our fin. When we are looking at this picture here, right, we notice that there's some different colors there and whatever, right? So let's go ahead and make that. So I'm going to stay in wireframe and I'm just going to leave it like so. I'm going to hit 3 so that it brings up the faces, and I'm going to select all these, the top ones, and we are going to hit new. This material will be called red. So from red, you just go and pick a red color. You can have it bright, you can have it dark. I'm going to have mine a little bit brighter. I like a bright red. And now with those faces selected, we're going to hit assign. Alright, can do that continuously throughout these ones too. Hit those, assign. Hit those, assign. Now we have these ones here. So we are actually going to create a new material. Okay, so you're going to hit the plus button here, which says add material slot. We're going to hit new. And this one will be white. So we go to white, make sure it's on white, and now we hit assign. Click all these ones. Remember, you hit Alt and click, assign. Alt and click, assign. Do the same thing for those ones, assign. Alt and click, assign. And now we're going to create a black one, hit new, change this to black, or however you want to spell it. And we're just going to go to the color and bring this all the way down. And then that will help us to get the bottom ones here. So click all these and hit assign. So now, sometimes as you're modeling and when you're looking at this, you can see that yes, it might be in the proper way, but if you go down to your material view, you can see that there might be a little bit, something down here which shouldn't be there. You see that? So we're just going to fix that up. Very simple. You hit Control R to create uh, a ring. Forgot what this was called. I'm gonna have to search that up. Just pull it all the way down. Right. So now it leaves that little bit of amount there. You do the same thing to the bottom. So you want to put that little ring on the bottom there. Pull it up. And now when you look at it, there's no red. Completely gone. Perfect. So now we're going to go back and we're going to unhide our fin. And we are going to hide the picture. And now we're going to take a look at our brand new rocket. I think that looks pretty sweet. What do you guys think? Right, so we can do the same thing. So what we're going to do here is we're going to join them. So you want to take the children, which is going to be these ones first, right? And you want to put them into the body. So then you would click afterwards, right? So whatever you click first are the children, and then the parent is what you click last. And you're going to hit Control J. And now all of those are now inside of your body. So now you have your ship here, right? And again, you can grab, you can rotate. If you want to change your origin again, you can do that again if you wanted to. And now when we look at it, it looks very much like our picture. And I think that that looks pretty cool. Right? Rotate. Boom. What do you guys think? Looks pretty good. Alright guys, what we're going to do here is we're going to add the window up here. It's going to be a very easy window that we're going to do here. So I'm just going to unhide. So I'm going to come here and we're going to actually click out of it and we're going to shift into wireframe. Okay, we're going to make sure that we have nothing selected and we are going to go Shift A, Mesh, Circle. We're going to rotate that along the X at 90 degrees and hit Enter. We're going to hit Grab, so G, Z, and bring it up to the center here. And I just want to kind of zoom in more on it. So we're going to bring this down to the outer edge. Bring this down just a smidgen. Right about yay. Okay. And now that that is done, we are going to extrude. Oh, sorry, when I add it to edit mode. Extrude S for scaling. We're going to bring it in to about there. So now that looks good. And now we're going to go to the side view. And we're going to extrude. And we're just going to bring it along the y-axis. About yay. Alright. And we're just going to scale that in. Oops. I'm just going to scale that in a little bit. Okay, and that'll give us the basic shape of our window here. So we're not going to do anything too fancy. I'm just going to go over to materials. We're going to create a new one. This is going to be a metallic base. So we are going to do metallic to full. We're going to bring the roughness down to 0. And we're going to make it more so of a gray. Kind of similar to like the background color of our world here. So now I'm going to go into solid view, right, because it's inside. So grab Y and bring it forward. And let's see where it is. So it's a little bit out now, that's good. So we're going to bring it up to 3. Going to grab Y, going to rotate it so it goes a little bit more and just grab Y and bring it in a smidge. Kind of like so. You can bring it in a little bit more if you want to, but I kind of like mine right there. Great. Okay, so that's the first window. So now, when we go to wireframe, you can duplicate it, make a second window, just make it smaller, and make a dupe there if you really wanted to, and then that big blue ball in the center. So we're going to click off, make sure we are in object mode, Shift A. We're going to bring in a UV sphere, grab Z, let's focus in on it. We are going to make this material blue. We are going to add the modifiers to it. So subdivision, at 2, and we are also going to shade smooth. Okay, so now when you go back into wireframe, you can make it smaller, go to your front view, bring it up, go to your side view, and bring it forward. Okay, and let's see how that looks in material. Not so nice yet. And grab it on the Z. And scale it up a bit more. And grab it on the Y. Oops. Bring it back a bit. And bring it back to right about here. Doesn't have to be perfect, right? This is just fun with shapes, just all we're doing, forming a shape. And that would give you that. So the picture in the background now, you can hit X to delete it. It's no longer needed. And that concludes today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.